Hey guys, Jack Leeson with Startup Trading, and in this video I'm going to be doing an educational video on single prints and how I use them to line up with extensions. Today's a really good time to give an example of this. We had extensions going into the morning. Let me just zoom this up. So some of you guys have seen this code on my screen. If you're new to the room or been in the room a while and have been visualizing, I've basically built this code to be a visual representation of a single print. And what a single print is, let's look at this one right here. It is the previous bar. There's going to be no overlap in price, and the following bar, there's no overlap in price. So at 9:30 in the morning, it's a single print down because we basically just collapsed to the downside. This candle was about 78 points closing down. It was also an ATR bar down, that's why it's yellow. So, and then once this will actually print on the next bar, but once this bar is closed, we can confirm that we have not actually traded back into this range. And what that does is creates a single print or the side of momentum. You can see these appear throughout the day. Once again, we have another one of those candles here at 10:35. And then actually another one here at 10:40. They become a little harder to discern if there's immediately a single print right after that, because what it does is as soon as there's another lower single print, we go here, we have another lower single print, there's print, then immediately the next candle we print another single print. So that box only exists for one candle versus this box here that was a single print here at 10:45 exists all the way into basically 11:40. But you can see these single prints act as resistance, and lining these up with extensions is something I've noticed, since I built this code, is super helpful. And go through a couple of examples of lining extensions through single prints, and we'll go over the ES and the NU here today. We have single prints down off the open. Okay, very aggressive selling, 78 points down off the open. The low from the overnight session, too low, ends up coming into play as we get through these targets. So, let's see here. This was, I'm going to find the morning extension. This would have been the morning extension. I wasn't really looking at it because we're mid-negative 61. We end up going into a new extension here. And then that completes targets. We don't yet have single prints that line up with it. And then we have a new low here, okay? And then that, I believe we ran into that same anchor, new low off the 38. And then boom, now we have single prints that line up with extensions. So we end up, trading that move. And this is at 10:30. We have a single print at 10:30. We go negative 61. We have a single print here. This entire move right here, and I'm going to highlight it just to show you guys. This entire move here is basically two different forms of single prints, and low from the 10:15 to low. So we actually have an extension from that area that lines up with this, and this is what's going to be really helpful. If you can find extensions that line up with single prints like at around the same area, you're going to want to pay attention to that. We end up going to and through those targets. We put in another single print ATR bar here at 2 o'clock. That new low comes into play, and you can see we're sold off at that 38, complete all the way into that negative 100. So once again, that single print lining up with an extension, that's going to be a high probability setup and something you're really going to want to look for. Let's look at that. The S&P 500, the 15-minute chart, I really like as well, using for single prints. But in this example, similar extension low to low. You can see that single print appearing here. It's very visible. There's also a single print here, but the single print here at the 2 o'clock candle, we have this low in sequence. Barely trade that 38 and just get rocked down. 230 to that negative 21. How many points was that? 30 plus points from that entry to bottom, and fairly quickly into the close without any pushback. We just go lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high into targets once again here. But if you can pay attention to my screen, or if you're interested in getting this code, you can hit me up and we can work out something. But if you guys are looking at single prints, just pay attention. One has only printed one time. Perry refers to these a lot of the times on a 30-minute chart. So if I go to a 30-minute chart, you can see like these are basically 30-minute single prints. Let me get rid of the extended session here. 30-minute single print, 30-minute single print here, 30-minute single print. You know, these single prints tomorrow are going to come into play. So Perry will go into the trade plan tomorrow and he'll refer to this single print here and he'll refer to this single print here. Let's see if we can find an extension that actually lines up with this higher single print, because that's going to be our first level of resistance that I bet Perry's looking at. So I'm going to show the extended session here, and I'm actually just going to go back and look at the anchors on the day on a 5-minute. Anything that we can pay attention to. Remember we had that overnight low anchor as an extension, so let's bring that all the way down to lows. Okay, that's going to be the level above, and let me go to a 30-minute chart. We'll see if that lines up. Perfect. So we have that 30-minute single print right here. What else do we have? We're going to have the extension from the overnight lows, 38% retracement. Now it's not going to be exactly right there, but it's going to be damn close. Let's see how many points it is within. So the 30-minute single print is at 55/60s, and it's basically a 1.5 front run here. In the ES is that 38. So hot confluence level. And then if we look at the NASDAQ, let's go to the 30-minute chart. We have that single print here, and then we have another one realistically all the way up here, and there's even a smaller one right here. So let's draw that overnight low before the breakdown as a potential extension anchor to the most recent low and talk about where our single prints are. And there is, so it's absolutely going to line up. So tomorrow, being aware, first test this 19,115 limit order short. It's in the current cycle trend we're seeing. It is a single print. There's one here and here. The last